Oh, yikes.
Okay, so just to prove how much you guys were paying attention, do you guys want to give Liam a lowdown of what's been happening since he's been abducted by Frank? And how he got abducted by Frank?
Yeah. I have so many notes. I am a note keeper.
That is exactly what I need.
I was going to say, if anyone ever needs notes, let me know.
Okay, so take it away then.
Okay, let me figure out when you left. When...
We let him get kidnapped by Frank and didn't do anything about it?
The kidnapping was before Recorder Shepherd.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Was it Frank in the Chapel? Was that the episode where you get kidnapped?
It was before.
I name them so I can figure out what happens in them, but that hasn't helped me.
It was the episode after you had your visit from Michael.
Ah, yeah, okay. So, Michael the Archangel appeared and I met him, and I didn't tell you guys. We found a chapel with Ricola Shepherd, who doesn't seem to be good. There was a hole in the roof of this chapel. Frank was there, blustering up all of the people. We went to the chain fort, and there was a magic beacon in the blacksmith. We then beat the sea. We went back to Aqua Evada.
Well, before you carry on with that, I'll explain to Liam how he got abducted.
Oh yeah.
That's the saucy stuff, yeah, heavy.
So Frank basically appeared in the Alpha base, and he'd basically been cursed to wear a suit and actually take life seriously. So Morella used one of her wishes to free him from that. As a result, multiple Franks. As a result of this, multiple Franks started turning up throughout the area, and one of them basically decided that he needed somebody who looked good in green. So he and another one of his Franks knocked you out and kidnapped you. And then what we've defined as Lawyer Frank came along and stopped and presented the group with a subpoena that they couldn't pursue what had happened in any way. And then they went to the chapel where another Frank had appeared and fallen through the roof.
Nice. So Frank's a bit like a Morty now, though. There's just like loads of different ones with different traits and different backgrounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're yet to experience any like extra friends, but yeah.
Yeah, and then we came back to Aqua Evada. We got arrested. I sent my first ever 3rd level spell message to Scott, being like, "Hi, we've been arrested. Don't panic. We'll update." And all we got back was standby. I somehow let everyone know that I'd done that.
They all worked it out because you suddenly started hyperventilating in the way that you normally do.
Yeah, basically. We were then in the cell for a bit. A wall exploded and Finnan, who is a dwarf, and some other guys came to save us. We sort of met Jack the Ripper's brother, I think, or like friend, who told us some information about a demon guy like Jack the Ripper. He's called Jack the Lad, sorry. Jack the Lad.
Mm-hmm.
He was in De Winter and has now travelled west. We've saved a bunch of people. We're meant to be getting out of jail, but we saved a bunch of people. We then fought a bunch of Red Paladins, and we found 2 that were like the people that we fought multiple times and killed, and one of them had a soul in that didn't know where they were, and the other was angry. One was a Goliath, one was like human soul, and we've killed 11 people.
And Turret got dockered.
After, yeah, he got dockered a few times. and then we killed 11 people.
Does that make sense?
I'm gonna say yes.
If you want, I can take photos of my notes and send them into the chat.
I'm pretty much on board.
Well, in the next 2 days, our internet should be fixed, so the video recaps of the last couple of sessions are ready to be uploaded. So when the internet is set up, we'll then upload them and you can actually watch it.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
Because our data's not particularly strong enough to upload that much.
Good. Sounds good. So,
Okay.
Let's get a fight people in here.
Okay, so...
We're in a kitchen.
Yeah. So you basically have just slaughtered your way through all of these people. So all the people who have crosses on them are dead.
Yes.
And you, the group, and the 3 dwarfs who have rescued you basically come into the kitchen area. And you don't seem to have any immediate enemies in this area, so depending on what you want to do, the floor is now yours.
Okay, so the other people in here aren't.
Yeah, I keep on forgetting which one's which. This one is Rolo, who is sort of like martial artist dwarf. This one is Ivor, who... No, Ivor is the martial artist, Rolo is a ranger, and the black-haired one is Finnan.
Cool. Right. Okay. We good.
Okay, so you're in the kitchens, you're not under any immediate threat. What would you like to do?
What did we have like an overall plan of action?
We're at the minute just sort of getting out of the immediate area.
I'm not good for plans. I just set off stink bombs.
Currently in the process of breaking out of the prison.
Okay. Let's go.
Sorry, that came out really fragmented. What did you guys say?
I don't think we need to do anything, so we should carry on. Where's the next area? Where's this? The doors? Yeah.
Okay, so you can see 2 doors, one here and one here.
Just skull bash through the top door.
I mean, I was gonna suggest something else would go for it.
Okay.
But wait, can I go to the other door? And I want to be there listening as you slam into the other door.
Sweet.
I was gonna say we could like burst through both doors simultaneously, but
Oh, we can do that as well.
Sorry, what's happening?
We're gonna burst through both doors.
Yeah, I'll go through this side.
Okay, which door do you want to go through?
I will go with the lumber. I'm guessing I'm not supposed to be able to see any of this.
No. Do you want to climb on a lumber's back again?
Yeah, I'll sit on the lumber's head.
Does the lumber allow this?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were in the sewers, Tordon climbed up on...
Sat on your shoulders.
and basically used you as a riding horse and used your beard as the reins.
Has that still been useful? I'm good with that.
I got you extra damage doing it, so you did extra damage to things.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so how are you getting through these doors? Are you just going to do an old-fashioned whack, or are you going to try and be subtle about it?
Nah, my tactic was a big old skull bash, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's just charge.
Yeah.
Should we like?
Yeah, I was
should
gonna
we, like,
see this
sneak
and
through-
do it.
Should we like sneak through this door as they make a big ruckus? Towards the ship?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea.
Okay, so which one of you is actually opening the door?
I'm next to it. I don't mind doing it.
Okay, and a lumber on your side?
We're just charging through it, so I guess
Yeah.
the lumber's head.
Okay,
Olympus making the den.
So Charlotte and Liam, can I get you two to give me initiative rolls?
Oh no.
Initiative. Let's have a look.
It's just to work out which one of you opens the door first.
14.
6.
Okay, so Lumber, you get through first. Oh, for God's sake. Reveal areas. Right. Okay, so you and Tortem emerge in the bathroom.
Okay. That's exactly where Torden would love to be, in which case Torden's going to run out the other way and go, ah, it's full of water!
And the two of you end up in some sort of bedchamber.
Okay.
Cool. I have some unidentified people.
Yep, so there are two red paladins in the bathroom with you. Both of them are standing over one of the baths, where there is a body of a guard in very fine regalia. So I haven't done a token for him. Give me a minute.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's gonna be the captain.
okay.
Oh. They drowned the captain.
When he appears on the screen,
There we go.
everything's just appeared.
There we go. Okay, so you guys are in the sleeping chamber. It's nothing exuberant. This is basically a series of very cheap bunks have just been crammed into this room. So much so that you guys actually struggle to move around without tripping over something. There's clothes, spent weapons, piece of leather, chamber pots all over this place.
I have no comment because I'm not in the
It's
room.
messy.
Okay, so bear with me. Let me roll initiative for McKelly.
Is he, which room he gone into?
He's gone in with Lumber. So right, so I will allow Liam, if you want, a chance to try and alert people to the fact that there are people in this room.
My phone pinged, I don't know. Okay, sorry, can't make it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
As soon as you've got everything on the screen, on mine's open.
Okay, so Liam, do you want to attempt to alert the rest of the group to the fact that there's people in this room?
What was that?
Do you want to try and alert the rest of the group to the fact that there are people in here?
Man, yeah.
How are you going to do that? You just scream very loudly.
Scream. Yeah.
So there's a body in the bathroom.
Yes.
I thought Moravia and Krishan saw the body.
Yeah, these two are in another room at the minute. Same as the dwarves. Okay, so I'll get everybody to roll initiative, but only Lumber and McKelly are in combat at the minute.
Because I ran out the room.
Okay.
You want me to roll? Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
I didn't realise anything.
Sorry, I am really underprepared at the minute, so give me a minute. Okay, so McKelly got 6. Liam, what did you get?
19.
David?
15 on me.
Charles?
13.
Nat?
16.
Okay, the Paladin's got 3. And 14. Yay, no doubles this time. Okay, so Liam, you're first up.
Okay. I'm gonna just be killing these dudes. I assume.
Okay, so you let out this "Rah!" and just whack them across the face with your hammer. I'm picturing a situation where it's like ah, and then you make the two of them jump, and they go ah, and then you go ah louder, and then you hit them over the head with the hammer.
Yes. Do I still have a lizard on my head?
No, I saw bathtubs and ran away in the opposite direction.
Ah. I see.
Marilla keeps trying to give me a bath. I don't like it. It's got water in it.
You smell. You need a bath.
I'm a lizard. I don't sweat.
The fact that you've
We've been in the sewer.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Technically, we were fighting water monsters at one point, so I must have got wet somewhere.
She has a point.
The pink one, sure. Alright, so what attack are you going to do? The first attack that Liam has done in weeks.
Make it a good one.
Now you're asking. What was my tactic before?
I will say, but as sort of like a fourth wall reminder thing, the consensus of the group has been to sort of keep your big guns safe for the time being, because they sense that there's something bigger at the end of this dungeon.
Okay.
That is true.
Okay. Was that a fourth wall sense, or was that a?
Well,
Yeah, it was like a pigeon just flew over you and let you know.
I see.
Just an
Just look directly
FYI.
into the barrel of the camera.
Yeah, look directly at the barrel of the camera. Give a little wink.
Wait, are we in the office? Wow.
All right.
Yeah, it was a secret interview. Just like.
I'll just go with my Warhammer then. Was it like the one-handed I could do and then another attack? Like, how did it remind me how that worked?
okay, so
Was it like I couldn't remember.
okay, so before I explain it to you, I'll just explain my Frankers though.
Because he's having a shower, and
so-
that powerful Frank would do.
So as you're discussing this about like cameras and things like that, so Frank appears in front of a camera, and he
You have been voted out of
and-
the Big Brother house.
and he appears to be making some sort of commercial, and he's like, "Have you been injured while playing an injury game while playing D&D? Then you may be entitled to compensation." Oh, sorry, wrong room. Okay, so in answer to your question, Liam, but yes, you have the capacity to use your Warhammer and then use your offhand for something else, as long as it has the simple rule in its description.
Yes.
The baby woke up. No.
Right, so just opening your profile now. So you have a Warhammer. So if you decide to do it one-handed, so as long as it's got the simple or versatile rule, so you can basically use your Warhammer one-handed and do 1d8 plus 4 damage, and then use your offhand to either use your hand axe, your spiked helm, or one of your javelins.
Yes, the spiked helm. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah, 100%. Yes. So I'll go for that then. I'll go for that. I rolled a 15 to hit with the Warhammer one-handed.
Okay, bear with me. That's priest. Is that plus anything?
15 total.
Okay, unfortunately that doesn't hit him because he's got armor and a shield. Okay, so as your offhanded weapon, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna give it another go and try and attack him with it.
Okay, right. So this is per attack action. Now that you're at level 5, you have 2 of those. Okay, so you can basically do a Warhammer and a spiked helm attack twice.
Each twice.
Right. So basically, as action 1, you've taken one swing with your Warhammer. Then, as the bonus, you can do your spiked helm attack. Okay, and that counts as one action. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing spiked helm attack.
Yeah, the spiked helm I rolled 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hit.
Brilliant. And then a cheeky 5 damage.
5 damage. It. Alright. That's the pink one. Okay.
It's not what I hoped for, but we'll take it.
Okay, so now, your second action, we can do it all over again if you want.
Yeah, I'll just go for exactly the same again.
Alright.
I'm not going to hit with the Warhammer again because I rolled 8.
Okay.
And then... Oh, 15 doesn't hit again, does it?
Nope, afraid not.
Bonus action was a 15, so I'm not going to hit again.
Okay. Right, so... Okay, so Natalie, you're up.
Yep. Right. Let's go to. Spells.
Bearing in mind the door has closed behind them, so you will need to open the door in order to do anything.
You sure about that?
She's got this really evil grin on her face, I'm worried.
I do have magic missile as an auto hit.
Okay, so you fire off magic missile, which...
I said I do have it, I didn't say I'm going to use it.
Yeah, good. And just imagine it, like you fire off magic missile,
Daggers.
it stops by the door, turns the handle, opens the door, and then shoots through the
So it
door.
goes under the door, get it right. But I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers.
Okay, alright, so you go over to the door, open it, and then cast that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 foot on each side, centered on a point of my choosing.
Okay, so...
1 sec. A creature takes 4d4 slashing damage when it enters the spell area first time what starts its turn there.
Okay. So, who are you attacking with this?
The guy that Alumba just basically headbutted.
Pink guy.
Yep.
Okay, so that's where Natalie's Cloud of Daggers are, so let's roll damage.
So it's 4d4 slashing damage
Mm-hmm.
and increases by 2d4 for each slot above second.
Okay, so what level are you casting that?
I think that was on second level. I just cast it out. Yeah, second level. So I'll roll it.
Okay.
9 damage, and it stays there.
So 9 damage total, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you have that spell control ability, which means you can do it to not hurt a lumber, can't you?
I can use it to morph. Basically, you essentially morph the air to avoid certain people, places, things like that.
So yes.
Yes.
Right, okay.
But basically, it's either they take no damage, or if it's one where you have to roll to see if it's half or full, they
Mhm.
automatically just take half.
Okay.
Basically, you get their saving throws and stuff are done
Okay.
for them, for
Okay.
my spells.
Alright, so are you going to do anything else?
I'm going to sort of like scout evilly at the bathtubs and sort of like at them.
Alright, so the bathtub takes 1 d10 damage.
If it helps, the baby's going. Not me.
Okay, so is that your turn done?
Yes, I can't do anything else. I only have one action.
Okay. Right, so David, you're up. Right, so at the moment, all you have heard is a lumber roar, a couple of whacking sounds, but Tordum is now glaring through the doorway, and the dwarfs, Michaela has gone through, Morella is in the bedroom, and you're just simply standing by a bunch of water barrels.
That sounds so wrong. If Frank was there, you would tell him through innuendo.
He's in the middle of doing the commercial. David?
Right.
I think I might have just jumped your side by mistake.
That's fine.
Right. I'm gonna. Is there anything in the room that me and Marilla have come into, or is it just the empty beds?
It's just the empty bunks, but I mean the place isn't us a mess because basically everybody who was here was either dragged out or came out in a hurry. So the place is just complete and utter teenage bedroom level mess. So but You can scour through it, but it will take a while.
Okay.
Actually sneak through that other door. Get a bit of a flankeroonie on the go.
Oh, I didn't.
There's another door there. Like,
Well, that one there.
Yeah.
Realize
That's what
that.
I was thinking of.
How far away is that? Okay, I'm gonna go over this door and open it up.
Just gonna shove Marilla out of the way.
Yeah, just go for it.
At this point, I imagine I sort of like climb over the like mess to the side. Like, yeah, I'm not entirely just sort of shoving it.
Marilla just backflips over your head. With the 2 breastplates attached to her bag. Oh yeah, Liam, we've established that Marilla is possibly even stronger than Kashan, and you have the capacity to lift over 1,000 pounds.
Nice. That's quite funny actually.
I am a strong girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kashan, the door isn't locked, so you can immediately just open it if you like.
Yep.
Bro's just climbing over.
So yeah, I'll open it up and.
Okay, so you open the door and you come into the brightly lit bath chamber. Alumba is, and you basically just come in just as Alumba headbutts a red paladin in the face with his spiked helm, and then attempts to do so again, but misses both times.
Nice. Alright, well, seeing that went so well, I'm going to try out the new crossbow that I've acquired.
Okay.
So, give me just a second, let me just find the pins right. Plus 4. Does a 16 hit?
Is that plus anything?
So that's already including the plus.
Unfortunately not.
Plus 4. Oh,
I was
alright.
hoping not, because I rolled 15 twice, and I was like, if I've just missed up by 1 2 times.
Alright, okay. Well, seeing as my crossbow has let me down, I'm going to use my other 10 feet of movement. And I'm going to try and hit him with my great axe.
Okay, with advantage because his attention is on the lumber at the minute.
That is an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So 12. That's 11 damage from that.
And... Okay. Do you add anything to it?
No, that's already included my plus. 'Cause I'm not using anything just yet.
Okay. Do you get a bonus action?
I will use. Yes, I will use a bonus action to second wind because I am not the healthiest I could be. So that'd be 10. That's a nice 11 extra HP.
Nice. Okay, so is that you done?
Yeah, that's me done for this round.
Okay. Right, so the dwarves are next. Okay, so so you're standing in the doorway as you're casting your spells and glaring, or are you actually in the room now?
I'm doing it from the other room, so I'm like at the doorway, I'm not in the room.
Okay, so each of these dwarfs are going to attempt to jump over you through the door.
Don't forget I'm in a barrel, so
Yes.
they can leapfrog over my barrel. It's not
Okay.
actually on my head.
Okay, so Finnan will try first. Okay, so Finnan succeeded. And he'll go and attack that guy. Let's try Ivor. Unfortunately, Ivor jumped too high and headbutted the door frame and fell back to Pratt next to you. And then Rolo is going to attempt to jump through as well, and he succeeded. So he is going to engage this guy. Okay, so Finnan, being Finnan, is going to attempt a good old-fashioned stabby stab.
Is that what it's called?
Okay, so unfortunately that didn't hit, and unfortunately neither did that.
Your D&D dice are different to mine.
Yeah, as part of being Dungeon Master on D&D Beyond, I get new free dice. Okay, so Rolo is going to attempt to short sword this guy, and he hits, thankfully. 5 damage. Math time.
You can't help if you don't know. I don't know what the numbers are.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, and does he get a second attack? Yes, he does. So he's going to short sword him again.
Your head stabby stab.
Okay, right. So that's the dwarf's turn over. Charlotte, I believe it's you next. Bear with me. Yes, it is.
Okay. That door's open there, isn't it?
These are basically doors
Or
that
did someone go for that?
it is open, as in it's unlocked, but it's closed again. Basically, all of these doors appear to be on.
Auto swinging hinges.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
so
love
they
that.
so they close as soon as you somebody lets go of them.
Okay. I would like to hop, skip, and jump over to the door and like stand in the doorway with the door open.
Okay. So basically, as you're casting all of your spells, the doors try to close against your foot.
Like, no, out. And I'm gonna do a cantrip to save all my spell slots on the pink guy in front of me, because that's the only guy I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody seems to like that pink guy.
Nobody seems to like red paladins in general.
Oh, this gets a +5 now to my attack.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that's not gonna hit though. That's a solid 13.
Unfortunately, not. It's his breastplate.
Listen, left, right, centre.
And that's it. I'm just gonna stand in the doorway with the door like banging against my foot, failing.
And then you hear a voice behind you. You know,
No.
if you wish it, I could fix that.
No, it went badly last time.
Oh, wish has been used.
I've still got one left.
Yeah, the first wish that she did was to wish for
Confetti
confetti
to
to appear to cheer everyone up, which ruined everyone's dinner. And then she wished for Frank to be free.
His clothes.
Yeah, to be free of the confines of his suit, which meant that loads of naked Franks are now running around Aqua Vader.
Two
My
excellent
unseen
wishes.
servant has stolen Frank's clothes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
So I think I'll pass on
No, so-
helping.
see yourself.
I thought she was just standing in the door to look dynamic.
Yeah. Are you wearing your new bikini breastplate, by the way?
Nope, I've not put it on yet. I'm selling it.
Okay, so there's no paladin priests here. So McKelly is next. He's going to.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
I'm just trying to figure out what he could actually do, because if he stands here, he's going to be blocking Morella.
Could he run over and
He
fight
can
the
block
guys
me.
with the dwarfs?
He'll just go here and just punch this guy square in the face.
My head is still available if anyone wants it.
Okay, unfortunately he missed, so he's going to do his unarmed strike, and that does hit. Move. The dice has actually landed on the bit where I need to click to do the damage. Oh, and he does 10 damage to this guy.
So he misses, but on his way back he recalls them back with his knuckles.
Okay, so now it's the Red Paladin's turn. But pink guy, does he take damage on his turn, or?
Yes.
Okay, so how much damage does he take? Because he's not going to move from this.
4d4 every time.
Alright. Is that plus anything?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I declare
12
war.
damage.
I could have trolled on it.
Maybe we could beat them by doing a fumble with them. We've not thought of that yet.
A fondle, you say? Charlotte?
Pardon?
Frank appears behind you. A fondle, you say?
Oh no. No, Frank. I don't know what you thought I had, but no. Definitely not.
Okay, it's Red Paladin, who is now not looking at all healthy. Is going
Handing me.
to attempt 2 longsword attacks against a lumber.
Ow! And I just got hit by it.
Which both miss. Okay, so then yellow one is going to attempt put the same against McKelly. Right, so that's second one hit. Indeed.
Hi.
Ooh, max damage. That's 13 damage. Okay, McKelly is not looking good at all.
Okay, thank you. I will come to the rescue.
Alright, so back up to the top. Liam, you're up.
Let's go. Right, let's get some hits this time, yeah?
Okay,
Oh.
so your attacks are now done at advantage because this guy is flanked.
See. And remind me that does what?
Right, so for every action that you do, you roll 2 dice and you pick the one that's highest.
Oh, sweet, okay. Yeah.
So 2 dice for your Warhammer attack, 2 dice for your spiked helm, and then again for your second action.
Bro, okay. Well, my Warhammer to hit, I've got 26.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
Pretty good. Pretty confident with that one. Right, so that is for 12 damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. Right, so you bring your hammer down on this guy, and like he falls to his knees. He is literally on his last breath. So, roll your next attack.
Oh, what you're saying is I get a headbutt me coming.
If you
Ah,
succeed,
I know. To hit by 13, that's
Yeah.
that's an 8.
Okay, so your next attack. Remember, all of this is with advantage.
Ooh, does 17 hit?
Yes, it does.
Oh, I found his number. And then I've got 10 damage.
Okay. Is that with your spiked helm or with your next Warhammer attack?
That's with the Warhammer.
Okay,
That's
so
with the help.
alright, so describe the kill.
I'm just gonna send it straight down onto his temple and
Oof.
crush it.
Ooh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so this guy is dead. You do still technically have 1 more bonus action and your movement.
Let's see. Okay. I can move up to Big Yellow.
Yep. And again, because he's flanked, you'll get advantage on this attack.
Bro, and this is just for the bonus action, yeah?
Yep. So whether that's with a hand axe, say, put one of your javelins or the spiked helm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the helm again. To hit 22.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
4. 6 damage.
6 damage, alright.
Alright.
Lovely, okay. Right, so Natalie, you're up.
Sorry, babysitting on my. Okay. I'm going to just
go up to the guy, the other one.
So there.
I'm just gonna throw acid in his face.
Okay.
So can I have a dexterity saving throw of 13?
Fail.
Okay. So yeah, I literally just throw acid in his face.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's alright. Take
I
time.
sat on the phone and I lost.
Do you want me to roll it?
I can't remember what the dice seems to roll
Do you-
for
do you
acid
want-
splash cantrip.
2d6. And you did 7 damage with that.
Yeah. David, you know.
Okay, so that's now stuck to him, isn't it?
No, that's acid splash. It doesn't do anything extra. That's Tasha's coldness as well.
Alright. Okay. David, you're up.
Matt.
Yeah. I mean, if this guy's dead, I'm gonna.
This guy's completely fucked.
Ask him if he has any regrets about joining the Red Paladins.
I regret nothing.
Then just
I
take a
said
couple
that.
cracks.
My god is smiling down upon me, dragon. Can you say that?
First is a 21 to hit.
That hits. Just.
Slightly hit. That's 12 damage.
Yep.
Big.
Alright. That's really knocked him back. So he's looking particularly fucked up now.
Second attack is 24 to hit.
Yep.
And a full 15 on the damage.
Alright, describe the kill.
This is just going to be a good old cleaving motion, as I've followed up with asking him if he has any regrets during the Red Paladin. I'm going to take a good whirlwind spin and slash at his chest, and then come back up and just take the head before we can do an actual answer.
And the head just flies off and lands in the bathtub.
Oh, ideally not with the yeah, that's fine. That one.
Okay, so you've won this particular bit. So what would you like to do now in this room? Roller comes into the... sorry, Ivor comes into the room and is like, sorry.
So that's 13 now, Dad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would like to.
Needs healing.
McKelly definitely does.
How much this?
Where is McKelly?
McKelly isn't joining us tonight.
No, I meant like on the map. Like, where's Churi?
He's hidden amongst the walls.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, I can't see him.
Yeah, he's got 10 health.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. I will use a healing kit.
She's writing that number down.
Alright, sure.
Sorry.
How many healing kits do you have left?
Now I have 4 left after that.
Okay.
That was 13 points of healing.
Nice. Everyone's just covered in bandages at this point.
Just running around, like, wrapping bandages around people. Is he over half now?
He's at 23 out of 38.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's fine then.
Okay, and this dead guy in the bath is at 0 health.
I will go over and I will have a little look.
Okay.
See if I could bring him back or if he's been dead a while, and if I can
Right.
ascertain if this was the guy who got drowned, the captain with the keys.
Okay, so give me a medicine check.
Okay. Okay. Here's a medicine. I think I get a good bonus to medicine. I do. Annie, how much is he decomposed?
Okay, he's been in the bath for quite a while, but you're fairly sure that he's dead, mainly because he's got 27 stab wounds in his abdomen.
I count all of them, do I? Can I'm gonna apologize for what I'm about to do to him, even though I'm gonna be like, I'm so terribly sorry, but I just need to figure this out. I'm gonna search him, see if I can find anything.
Give me an investigation.
Investigation, not so good. That's a 12.
Okay, even with that, you're able to succeed. The keys are basically just attached to his belt, so but the metal is affected by the water. So as soon as you just sort of give him a tug, the ring just comes away, and you basically got 3 keys in your hand.
Okay.
Because Finland basically comes over to you and says, "I'll take those if you don't mind."
Of course.
And he goes over to Rolo and says,
Awesome.
"Because of that display of acrobatics, you're in charge of freeing the guards." And the Rolo just hangs his head and is like, "Fine." So Ivor, I'm getting these two confused. And he then departs to go free the guards in the cells.
Wait, you're freeing the guards who killed this guy?
No, he's the captain of the guards, and the Red Paladins
Oh.
have killed him.
Killed the guy.
Got it.
The guards are the ones that used to be the guards of the prison. Before.
Yeah, I had it written down in my notes that the guards were in the prison because they killed the captain, and I'm not sure how I got to that conclusion.
Well, they didn't exactly do much to persuade you otherwise. So.
That's true, they were glaring.
I'd like to do a quick scan of this room and see if there's anything worth.
Okay, give me investigation.
That is a 13.
Okay. You find. 1 minute. Okay, you find. Loose change wise, 3 silver on the floor. But mainly everything that is here is just bedclothes, chamber pots, a book here and there, and what look to be playing cards, which are all naked women.
I'm definitely taking those as a gift up front.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do now that you're in this bath chamber? Just about carry on?
Yeah, I've got nothing else.
We have a door up here. We can
Yep.
have a little gander.
Just before we take off, I'm going to say a little final rites to this dead guard.
Yeah,
in the
so
bath. Just be
so
like,
McKelly.
Hope you make it to heaven, sort of thing.
Yeah, McKelly will join you in that. So I'll give both of you a point of inspiration.
Oh, nice. Helping dead people. Helping dead people reach heaven. Works, guys.
Imagine it being beneficial to be a nice person.
Okay, so you go into the next room. It's completely deserted. Basically, it's just a corridor that just happens to have 2 supporting pillars in it. But basically, the purpose of this corridor is purely to hold the ceiling up.
Very interesting. So,
Are there any traps?
That's what I was thinking. There was a lot of emphasis on holding the ceiling up.
Give me either give me investigation or survival, depending on what.
My investigation
higher.
is better plus 0, believe it or not.
we have a lot of hope. Survival rolls.
Oh god, that's a 3.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't see anything at all in this room to imply that this may be a trap. You're not seeing you're not seeing any tripwires. You're not seeing any of the what do you call it, floor panels which appear to be out of place. This just looks like a completely normal, everyday corridor.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just as dense. My investigation was a nice 1. A 1 plus a 0, just 1.
So you do actually, surprisingly enough, you do actually see that there is something very interesting in this room. There are 4 other people in the room with you.
Nice. Huzzah!
What?
Well, in that case, I'm going to carry on down the corridor.
Okay,
Oh my goodness.
give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
I'm with you, don't worry.
Oh no. Oh
Alright,
guys, I
that is-
have no healing spells.
That is an 18.
Okay.
Dexterity check.
And do your number?
Oh, that'll be 2 on as well. Oh, damn it. Come on, inside.
What is it?
5.
Okay.
Oh,
The,
okay.
the irony is, right, this is a fire-based trap that's about to happen, so the one who is going to be least affected by this is the one who succeeded.
Damn it.
Okay, where's my d10?
I have fire resistance, so you definitely should have
Okay, so basically the 2 torches that are here and here, but as you sort of step in front of them, Kashan, you feel your shoulder, or I suppose more your elbow, sort of brush against some sort of really thin string that you hadn't seen whenever you walked past it, and so you hear a sort of clicking noise, and you have the sense enough to duck, but you don't have enough time to alert Alumbra about this, and 2 jets of fire shoot out of these 2 pillars.
No.
But I'll draw it for you. That'll probably be easiest. So basically, this bit here at standing level is basically just an entire torrent of flame. Right. So
Nice.
that's 1. 5 plus 7.
5 plus 7.
Yeah.
12.
Okay, so 12 points of damage have been issued to Alumba. Okay, so Kashan, you get half of that because you succeeded on your dexterity roll,
You get 6.
but you also
And then,
get half of that because you're resistant to fire, so you only get 3.
nice. My tail gets a little bit singed.
I've been cooked medium rare.
Are you still alive?
What was the
How much
damage
HP do you have?
Sorry, I didn't add what he said.
12.
12.
12.
How hurt are you?
Bad.
Quite.
Are you under harm?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Under-
god.
I'm going to
Oh,
root around in my
no.
barrel and give Morella my box of material sticks that I don't know what it is and hope that she might know what it is.
Okay, so Tordum has basically given you, Morella, a healing kit.
Oh, nice.
I picked one up and my character didn't know what it was, so it looks like the
I'm
thing
gonna
you use,
thank
so I'm giving it
It's okay, it's okay.
Is there a way I can get to a lumber? Or, yeah. A lumber was the one who
to
said
you.
it, yeah. Without getting covered in fire.
Okay, so the flames only sort of spit out for sort of 6 seconds. So 6 seconds of blinding pain and inferno later, the fires just stop shooting out.
Okay, I'm gonna carefully creep past Truk and Tortoise, and I'm gonna look around, and I'm gonna crouch down as if I could miss it.
Okay, can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh no. Oh dear me, what do I get to add to that? Hey, I get to add +1 to that. Woo. That's a 19!
Okay, you successfully crouch.
Wow.
Can I see how high this
Yay.
trap is off the ground?
There is no trap.
My knees
I
are
just
still
did that
good.
some evil.
Oh, good. Okay. How many hit points away is a lumber from being at half max HP?
I mean, I'm still okay.
Right, so his max health is 55. He's at 27 at the moment.
Halfway.
I'm at 15. I've took the 12
Oh yeah.
off.
Oh yeah. Cool.
You haven't updated your page.
So you're at 15.
15.
Okay, I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to use Channel Divinity Preserve Life, which is going to take you up to half HP.
I'll be kind and say that's 28.
How is Kashan looking as well? Is Kashan under half?
David?
And it's not there. I think I heard him say he'll be back in 2 seconds. But
Okay.
Okay,
Let me have
2 seconds ago, but
Let me have a quick look.
I think he's
He's currently at 33 out of 49.
Okay,
Right.
that won't affect him at all then. And then I'm also going to use a healing kit on you, just to pep you up a bit more.
To pep him up.
Has he got little cheerleaders and he opens it?
So pep.
Lumber! Lumber! The baby foot was funny.
I'm
She
doing that
sticks
with little
up there.
bandages, like tending your wounds.
Frank is helping. As is other cheerleading
Thanks,
Frank,
Frank.
and other cheerleading Frank, and other cheerleading Frank.
Barbara Couchette
Lumba,
Frank.
he's a man if he can't do it.
Ooh, maybe he can.
That is...
Oh, really? He can.
I'm just double checking something. Healing kit. That is 14 points of healing as well for you.
Lovely.
so I got taken up to half and then plus 14.
Yeah.
Yes, 28 plus 14.
Amazing.
Okay. Me and my
Glad I
life and
could
everything. Both keep sticking a finger in my mouth every time I speak.
So, the two dwarves come into the room, and it's like, Rolo? Finn basically just says, Rolo? He's like, really? I did the last trap. Rolo, fine. He basically just goes through, and he's not necessarily trying to be careful, he's very much like waving his arms around and like deliberately trying to trigger something, but he gets to this door and there's nothing. Yeah, triggered.
I think they already did that.
I will follow up his exact path.
I would too.
Are you doing the waving the arms and everything?
Okay.
Is this where my lord eyes after waving my arms gets absolutely screwed over and doesn't know it?
Oh, let's not. We're running a healing.
Okay. But you successfully make it to the other end as well, simply because, as Natalie says, you triggered the trap that's in here, so there's nothing left to trigger.
Nice.
Okay, so Rolo basically is just standing by the door and is like, Lord, shall I open the door for you?
Wait.
David, are you
I've
back?
been doing pretty good at going through doors so far. Should we let him go
No, but Rolo basically just shrugs and opens the door. And immediately opposite him is, sorry, one sec, is a priest. And said priest is going to cast, where is it? Fireball at him.
Are we staying in
Oh.
initiative order from
You go
previously?
through.
Yep.
Oh my god, oh no, this is, oh no.
So one sec, I don't actually have fireball in front of me, so bear with me.
I have it, and my Tordon has it.
A target takes HD6. There we
I'm
go.
going to say Tordon has the spell.
Okay.
Oh my
Just hold on.
god, this is gonna kill him. Oh no.
HD6.
Oh no, this
Yep.
is gonna kill him.
That's
Can I
20.
make a, like,
That is 27
Yeah,
damage to him. Put.
Oh god. I was gonna say, can I make an attempt to like pull him out of the way, or like?
He's only little.
Well done. Put. Right. So I just need to go through the.
Out. Higher. Don't pinch me.
There's no. Dexterity saving throw. Yep. Okay. Which he failed anyway. Okay. So So the fire basically just completely engulfs him, and he's completely ablaze. And then it goes out, and he's just standing there, looking practically unharmed, but his beard is on fire.
Wait, so he's okay.
He's he's taken damage, but he's not dead.
I'm not dead yet.
Beard!
I immediately helped to pat him out.
Get the struggle. The beard is the most important trait.
Okay, so in answer to Nasty's question, we're carrying on with initiative as it was before, with one addition. Whenever I can get the bloody page up. Where is he? 15. Okay. Okay, right, so starting from the top, Liam, you're up.
Okay. Am I able to like just?
Yeah, I'll just say that you can let everyone just let you through.
So I barge past everybody.
Okay, so now that you're in the room, this is revealed to you.
Oh, yes, back up. Yes.
Only one guy.
Okay. I'm gonna just stick to the priest.
Sure.
I'm gonna go just walk right up to his face. Right, where's my? Where am I? Okay. So I'm gonna attempt to attack him with a 19 to hit.
Yep, that hits. This guy isn't nearly as well armored as the other guys, so.
Ideal. 9 damage. That's cool.
Okay, so are you doing one-handed warhammer again?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. It's gonna be my trademark combo of a one-handed warhammer and then a big helmet nut. And then 19 hit again.
Yep.
What the hell? And that'll be for 7.
Okay. Right. First thing you need to know about this guy is that he is old. So, so he basically just walked right up to an elderly person, just whacked him, and then stabbed him in the face. So by that venture, he's not looking particularly happy.
That's exactly why I'm here. Right, so I'm gonna be hitting another warhammer again. Ooh, for 12.
Yes, that hits.
Swipe his kneecaps right out. 12 damage.
Okay, describe the kill.
I'm just gonna crush both of his kneecaps with one blow. And then with the swing over and straight to his chest.
Oof.
Like a big Mortal Kombat combo.
I was about to say, finish him.
Yeah. You'll get a great view of his heart exploding inside of his chest.
In the background, that shouts fatality.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Flawless victory.
Okay, so right. So I think you used up all of your movement to get there, but if you used one of your hand axes, you can use your offhand to throw an axe.
Yeah, a javelin. 2. Yeah, I'll throw a hand up. So that's good. Would a 13 hit the other dude? I assume not.
Right, I can get rid of this because he's the last guy there. That's a knight. So what was it?
13.
Afraid not, no.
For throwing hand up.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
Okay, I'll use the javelin indicator, but that's where your axe is. Okay. Right, so next in line is Natalie.
Yeah, me. Sorry, the baby's talking to me. I've lost my D&D Beyond on my phone again.
Don't worry, I've got it on the screen.
Can I? Can I throw something from my pocket?
One of the animals.
Yes, from the bag of holdings, but the bag of holdings is just in my pocket.
Okay, right, so you... 1d8.
Yeah, need to roll a d8 and then it tells me which animal.
3, a badger.
So I threw a badger at someone.
Who is the badger voiced by?
Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
The red guy.
Okay.
He just gets a badger in the face.
Alright. I take you're in the room now.
Yeah, and the badger can't do anything else, and I can't do anything else the rest of my turn.
Alright. David, you're up.
Right, okay. Let's have a little look-see. I guess I will move on this guy and take some swings.
Okay, before you do that, as you enter this part of the room, this bit is revealed, and the biggest guy that you have ever seen, but I'm assuming in terms of like size, you and Alumba are basically average for your race.
They're pretty big.
Yeah, this guy is still bigger than you, and he's human.
Not a chance.
No. I now feel inferior.
Okay, you do actually recognise him as one of the household guards of this dude, Lord Athelhelm.
Was he with
The
Athelhelm?
dickhead dude. The one that got catapulted.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and he's basically wielding a greatsword, which is the size of most spears.
So bigger than me.
Most swords are bigger than you, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay, so now that you have that bit of knowledge, make your attack.
Alright, good. Yeah, I mean, I commit to swinging at this guy, so I'm going to. Does a 17 hit this one?
He's a knight, so... Yes.
That's okay. D12. That's 14 points of damage with the first attack.
Oh, ouch.
Gonna go again. 17 again to hit.
Yep.
And 11 damage rather, so not bad.
Not bad at all.
Seeing this guy looking like a big old fella,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to use my bonus action and I will activate one of my giant mites.
I had a feeling you would.
I'm going to grow to large.
No, I'm the biggest guy in the room.
And I'm going to turn around and growl at him.
Okay, right, so the guy... Oops. The guy is going to immediately come in and attack you. And unfortunately, Kashan, that means you're now flanked.
That's I mean, I turned around and growled at him. Does that mean I'm not flanked by this guy?
Oh, so you did actually turn around and faced him.
Oh yeah. I turned my
Okay,
back
cool.
on the little guy. He was fine.
Okay, cool. Right, so he's just going to make a standard attack against you. Okay, so the first one missed. The second one also missed. So all of his prowess doesn't appear to have worked in this regard, but
Clearly terrified by me growling at him.
but he is going to action surge and try again. Oh, ouch. He critted.
Oh, oh my god. Please don't need
Somebody
revivifying.
tell me to stop saying that. It's
Okay.
every time.
Alright, so
Please don't need to be brought back to life. I don't have revivify yet.
I'm sure you okay? I hope I'm okay. Jesus Christ, I've got a decent chunk of health left.
you're okay. He rolled pretty poorly on his crit. That's 18 damage.
Still a chunk.
He basically got a
How
2,
are
a
you
3, a
looking?
5, a 3, and a 5. So that could have been considerably worse.
I have been more healthy.
Are you under half?
I am definitely under half.
Oh, fudge. Oh, God, this is why Marilla doesn't like friends.
Yeah, because it's the friend's fault.
Wow.
She's stressing. She doesn't want you guys to die.
Okay, right, so... Okay, so Rollo is going to come in, just dive over the dead guy and engage him. Finnan is going to come in, and he's basically going to initially charge at him, and then he's going to realize who it is. He's like, okay, and then charge into this guy. Okay, so Finnan's first attack. That hits. Okay, so 5 damage plus... Okay, so he scored 9 damage against this guy. And Rollo is... Is Rollo, isn't it? Yep. Rollo is going to attempt a short sword attack, which missed, and then another short sword attack, which hit. And he's done 5 damage to that guy. Okay. Charlotte, you're up.
Okay, Why, damn it, preserve life is an action and not a bonus action. Oh, goodness, I don't know what to do. Okay. Does this feel, oh no. Oh, I'm gonna run in. I don't know where I want to go yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm gonna run in like that. Or do I? Or am I gonna go closer?
If you go any closer, you'll be in attack range.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking about. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna, first of all, bonus action, cast, healing word.
Okay.
Once I find the spell. On boredom. Which isn't gonna do loads of healing. That's 8 points of healing to you.
Take a shot, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know where that came from.
It is fine.
I mean, you can heal Totem if you want.
Unless
And
I get
then-
crit again, I should be okay.
And then, as my last 3rd level spell, I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh, lovely.
Which will leave Kashan and the Badger and any of our allies unaffected.
Okay, so...
But anyone within 15 feet of me has to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so you cast a spell, and predictably,
She's on the.
and so Frank basically appears, and he's armed with a shield and a floppy pink dildo.
Frank is my spirit guardian. I love that.
And he says to you, "Don't worry, darling. I'll protect you." And then, none of the rest of you can see this. Michael appears, and he basically just says to Frank, "Be gone, abomination," and just makes a swish of his hand, and Frank goes flying into this wall and disappears. So Michael is now your spirit guardian.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, this is the best day ever for Marilla. It's horrible, but it's great. And then any enemies within 15 feet of me have to do a wisdom saving throw. I think, yeah.
Right, so do they do that on this turn or afterwards?
If they start... Yeah, sorry, on their turn, if they start their turn within 15 feet of me, they have to do a wisdom save.
Cool. So all of you have basically just seen Frank disappear with a shield and a dildo and then just get catapulted through the wall.
Standard choose definite.
Okay, right. Okay, so the Paladin Priest is dead, so Michele is next. And he is basically going to come in, leap over the dead guy, and go up here to... Oh wait, what am I rolling? I've got it on the computer. And he is going to quarterstaff the guy first. And hit, amazingly. Okay, so that's 8 damage. Then unarmed strike, which missed. He's going to use a key point and do a flurry of blows, which missed, and then he's going to do the final attack with the pole, which hits. So in total he has done 10 damage. So a really lethal stick that he has. Alright, so the guy who is fighting Finnan, he's going to make his attack against him. Apprentice, 8 plus 5, does that hit him? No, it doesn't. Okay, so back up to the top of the table. Liam, you're up.
Let's go. Right, okay. I think I'm gonna... Can I get all the way, up to this dude up here? Can I just bypass everybody?
Right, so you were here. So yes, you got a straight line to... You got a straight line to there, so that'll be 20 feet, and then another 5 feet to go to where you were, if you want.
I'm just gonna stick just here.
Okay.
Move this far. I'm gonna do my classic combo.
Okay, now but bear in mind that you do still have 1 rage point left, so you can go into a rage if you want.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Considering that this guy just action surge on us, I'm gonna
I mean, I would
just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, well then, yeah, okay.
Okay, so that means that one of your bonus actions can't be used as your offhand weapon. It'll be your rage, going into a rage.
Yes.
So for that, you might as well do a 2-handed strike with your warhammer.
I will. Okay. Oh my god, I've only got 8 to hit though.
Yeah, unfortunately that doesn't hit. So now you're on action 2. You don't get the benefit of your rage until the next round, but you can do the standard one-handed attack combo.
Yeah. I at least take less damage if I get hit back. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
There's 12 here.
Yeah, that hits that guy.
Oh, bro. Okay. So that'll be for 8 damage.
Alright, yep.
And then I've got 15 to hit for another 6.
6 damage, yep.
Yeah.
Perfect, okay. Okay, so now next turn you get to add where is it? You get to add an extra 2 melee damage to all of your weapons, and I homebrew Rage a lot, but basically it just adds an extra 2 to all of your rolls in regards to melee attacks. So you get a +2 to hit as well.
So yeah, as well. Okay, cool. And then it's like the taking half damage.
Yeah, taking half damage from all attacks.
Gotcha.
And it also allows you to use your where is it? Your Divine Fury against enemies as well.
See.
Okay.
I got that.
Okay. So that's your turn done, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Nat, you're up.
I'm going to tell Badger to bite the dude.
Okay. Let me get the Badger profile
I
up.
think it's rolled to hit. It's a +5, I think. And I think it does like 1 damage or something.
Okay, yep, so +2. That does actually hit, strangely enough. Badger manages to get under its under the guy's shield and does a successful bite attack for 1 damage.
And then I'm going to not get hit in the head.
That does help.
Can I throw some acid in his face?
Okay, so how close do you have to be for that?
5 feet.
Okay, there isn't enough space for you to get
I
within
couldn't see where I was. It was like I'm struggling with
You're
something.
here.
Okay,
So.
okay, can I magic myself?
Okay. Are you using your wand or your spells?
I will use my spell.
Alright. Okay. Do you want me to roll for it?
Yes, please.
What level do you want to cast out?
I think I only know. I think I've cast the level 3 one.
You got another level of level. You got another slot of level 3 if you want.
That's the wand.
Yeah.
Oh. Can I do level 2?
Level 2. Okay.
I downgraded to level 2, so I've got my other level 3 spell for something else later.
Okay.
If I need
So that's 4 missiles. Yep. Okay.
Oh, higher.
Okay. So 1. Actually, I'll just roll all of them and then just add 4 to it. That's 15 damage in total, and I do believe, yes, that's this guy dead.
With a badger hanging on to his piece.
To his cod piece, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so, that's this guy dead.
I think you're wanted by somebody.
Yep. That's all you can do, isn't it?
Yep, she's actually physically.
Alright, so, David, you're up.
She's actually got a foot
Yes,
on the
I
back.
can't do anything because she's right behind me.
Ooh. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna
So
go
impressive,
it down on this
isn't
guy. Okay, so first swing with the great axe. Go straight in. That is a 19 to hit.
Okay. It's the first time I've ever used this character, so bear with me if I'm a bit slow on this guy. Waymond. Yeah, that hits.
Alright, cool. So, a D12. That is 8 points of damage from the D12. I'm going to roll a Giant's Might on this one. A full 6 from the D6 on that.
So an additional 6 damage, yeah?
Activate. Yeah, so 14 like physical damage.
Yep.
And then I'm going to activate my Fire Ring with my attack as well. And that is another 10 fire damage.
Oh, wow.
So 24 damage in total, and he has to do the strength save on the Fire Ring, or he is restrained.
Okay, he passed that. I'm going to assume 24 passes.
Yeah, slightly. Just.
Just.
He tipped it over without the. Yeah. Fair enough. He resists the restraint, and he still takes the.
Okay.
2d6.
Anything else you want to do?
So that was my first attack.
Okay.
My second attack with my normal attack. That is a 18 to hit that one.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright.
I love it. This guy is supposed to be like the most fearsome warrior in the entire land, and you're just completely annihilating him.
Okay, so that's just 6 damage on that one. I can't add the extras to it. It's just the first one in each.
Yep.
Turn. And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to action surge back on him.
Ooh.
Because, fuck this guy. So then I'm going to roll to attack him another 2 times. That is a 22 for the first one.
Yep.
And that is 7 more damage. And then that is a crit.
Ooh, lovely.
So, but I will put good, so that's only 12 pounds. Damn.
So, how much damage?
12.
12 damage. God, you were wailing on this guy.
And then I'm all out.
Okay. Okay, so in response to all of this, he is going to use his bonus action first, and he's going to short wind himself.
First of all, he needs to do a wisdom
Oh
saving
yes,
throw.
yes he does. Wisdom save.
Let's hope he fails.
He needs to beat a 13.
He got 20.
Okay, so he takes half radiant damage. He takes half of 3d8.
All right. Right, so roll 1.5 d8.
Yeah. Let me just break mine in half real quick. That is 6 points of radiant damage to him.
Ooh. Yeah, so you basically just see Michael just like leap into the air and just give him a good old-fashioned backhander.
Like jumping up and down with excitement whilst concentrating on this.
Okay, so now he can do his turn normally, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, right, so he is going to second wind himself. He's going to second wind himself hard.
Is this the last time we're fighting, by the way?
And that's 11 hit points that he gets. Okay, so now he is going to make his attacks against you, Kashan.
At this point, I would be insulted if you didn't.
Okay, so he does something which you haven't really seen before. And to be perfectly honest, neither have I, so I'm struggling to find out what the stuff is about it. Here we are. Right, so 1 superiority die. And he is going to... Okay, that's a D8. Okay, so 6. Okay, so he is now going to make a greatsword attack against you. Does 26 hit?
Slightly.
Okay, so that is 11. That's 17 damage in that hit. So he basically does a feint against you, and as you move to block it, he brings his sword right up and catches you right across your throat.
Cool.
Okay, and that's all of his actions done, because he used all of his stuff to do that killer blow. So, doors are up.
I'll be honest, things close.
Right.
I've looked better.
Sorry?
I've looked better. May or may not be leaning on my axe a little bit.
Oh no.
Okay, so 6 damage and... Yes, there's 10 damage Finnan has done to this guy. Unfortunately, Rollo's a bit trapped at the minute, so he can't really do anything. So... Charlie, you're up.
Okay. I am gonna just keep continuing to concentrate on Spirit Guardians, so
you're going to take the
any
dodge
guy
option?
within 15 feet just has to do a whiz save and take damage. That's all I can do.
Right, so... Does Spirit Guardians prevent you from doing anything aggressive?
It's concentration, but I don't know what that.
Right, so concentration basically means that as long as you don't do something else that requires concentration, you can still act as normal.
Oh, okay then.
So you
would
can...
swinging the sword require concentration?
No, basically, if you were to... You've got Spirit Guardians cast. If you cast like a healing spell, which also required concentration, then you would need to choose which one you're doing. But everything else is normal.
Okay, well then I'm gonna take a swing at the guy in front of me then with my sword.
Your sword of wounding.
Yeah, that I haven't attuned to yet. I'm just using it as a regular long sword currently.
Mine talks to me occasionally.
Oh man,
It seems
that's not gonna hit. That was an 8.
Oh dear. Is that plus anything?
That was plus it.
Well, you do have...
I rolled a 3.
You do have an inspiration.
I have inspiration. I'm gonna use my inspiration. That did not help. It was right. Okay, so it tweeted on 19 for like half a second, and then it went on to a natural 1. So yeah, I will still stand by the fact that I do nothing.
Okay. Embarrassing for you.
Just a bit.
Okay, so McKelly is going to try to flank this guy, so he now gets advantage. Right, I have so many tabs open at the minute. Okay, so his quarterstaff didn't hit. Right, so his first unarmed strike, that does hit. And that does 6 damage. He's going to flurry of blows this guy. Which didn't hit, so he only did 6 damage to him. This guy has very, very strong armor, apparently. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, everyone else is dead, I believe. So Yep, back up to you, Liam.
Okay. How are the last two people looking? Like how?
Right, the guy that you're fighting is pretty much dead on his feet. You've seen the big guy take blow after blow after blow from various people, but he appears to be as normal as can be.
Yeah, because I'm feeling like I might have to shift my focus and use a big. Big rage combo and someone who's going to actually use the damage to take it.
Okay, so the guy gets an attack of opportunity against you, or are you going to use an action to disengage from him?
Oh, if I use my action, can I not use my rage, divine fury stuff?
You can, but you only get one attack.
Damn it.
So you can basically take an attack of opportunity, which I will say won't be particularly damaging to you because you're raging.
Okay, yeah, I'll take the hit then.
Okay.
Yeah, remember you take like the half.
Okay,
damage
so
and,
D10. You only did 2 damage to you. Okay, right, so you're now flanking this guy, so all of your attacks against him have advantage. Liam?
Go on, Liam. It's a big damage.
Oh, I was talking to you then. I didn't realise I muted myself when I coughed. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add up some numbers here, but let's see if.
Okay, so every attack that you do, you get +2 to, both in your hit and your damage.
Yeah, so 22 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Brilliant. And then I'm gonna go for 11 damage.
Okay.
Is my divine fury as like a bonus attack? Does that count as like the
Right, so
or like?
right, so if you're using your divine fury, you channel that into the attack that you've just done as a bonus action, so you won't be able to use your spiked helm on that attack, and also your divine fury can only be used once per turn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I can use the divine fury, get some necrotic damage in there, so that's 8 damage.
Alright.
Divine fury. Or
Okay.
they? Oh no, they'll both then also. No, I'll roll that again. No. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. 8.
Okay.
I didn't do my advantage roll.
Alright, so that's your first attack action. So now you can you can basically attack as normal, as it were.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss with an 8 to hit.
Yep.
Yeah. So then bonus attack. 11 to hit. It's gonna miss again.
Afraid so.
Oh. Okay. I'll sit here and do nothing then.
Okay.
Yay, join me.
Nice, guys. Proud of you.
I got a bit damage in. I'll take it.
So 1 sec. I've actually deleted pretty much everything on my screen. Okay. Right, so this guy, he's going to make his move. So what wisdom does he have to be?
13. Elsie takes half damage. I think it's 13.
Okay, you got a 5.
And it's actually a 14. I had it written down wrong. He got 5. Oh, yay, he takes 4 radiant damage then. Ah, nice. Oh, he takes 18 points of radiant damage.
Alright, describe the kill.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I have my one hand around my holy symbol. Another hand is slightly glowing with like a blue glow as I concentrate on the spell. No, sorry, my sword's in that hand. Ignore me. Sword in one hand, hand on the other, on my holy symbol amulet, with like blue light shining from it. You said no one else can see Michael, didn't you?
Yep. And Michael is the
okay.
one making the attack.
I'm gonna close my eyes and say like a quick prayer as Michael's gonna like spin in the air, like jump, spin, and just decapitate this guy.
Bear in mind that Michael's sword is also on fire, so...
Oh yeah, and it's gonna like burn and it's gonna be glorious.
Okay, so you guys basically just watch as, just seemingly out of nowhere, the guy's head just flies off and just flies off into a corner.
Impressive.
I continue to feel inadequate with him.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's your...
He keeps it to himself, but secretly looks like God.
Okay, so that is technically his turn done. So, so Finnan is just going to finish this guy off, which he crits on. So this guy is also dead. So, congratulations, guys. You've defeated everybody in this dungeon. I now have the painstaking task of working out how much XP I need to give you.
We killed a lot of
Once you do that, I'm gonna turn to the invisible figure of Michael and bow, and I'm gonna dismiss the spell, and I'm gonna turn around to everyone with like the biggest grin on my face.
Okay, so how many... can somebody write this down? Because unfortunately Nasty's left the room. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 lots of 450. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 7 lots of 1,100.
Yep.
How much did I do for the priests? 2 lots of 450.
Yep.
See your XP. Where's it gone? Then 4 lots of 1,800.
Yep.
And then 1 lot of 3,900.
Some XP right there.
That's a lot. Oh wow.
Okay, so can you add all of that together?
I surely can. Just give me one moment. Sorry, this is taking a while. If I've done the maths right, that seems like a lot. This seems like I've done this wrong.
You gotta remember it gets...
Hold on, so, let me see if I find a pen so I can work this out.
I got 21,500, but I am just gonna double check that.
Wait, what?
Right, so okay. 3,000. 3,900 plus 4 lots of 1,008. Then 2 lots of 450, that's 900, and then 3 lots of 450 again, 1,300, 150. Okay, plus 900, plus 7,200, plus 3,000. I've got 13,350.
Yeah, I don't know how have messed this up. I've got
So-
21,000.
So divided by 1,
twice.
2, 3, 4.
I don't understand maths. I don't know why I offered to help.
Alright, so can each of you give yourself 2,670 XP?
670, right.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Back. How much was that? Sorry, 2,000.
2,670.
Oh yeah, we're halfway through.
Okay, so according to D&D Beyond, all of your XPs should currently stand at 9,675.
Yes. We got that.
Okay, now I just need to organise this with Natalie's because we hadn't updated her XP whenever we rebuilt her character. So one moment. 2670. So 6. 600. Plaything, come on. Right. Alright, guys. So, Finnan basically comes over to you and is like, the big guy has the keys. If you don't mind, Lord, I won't be the one to find them. Even in death, the guy still scares the living crap out of me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll search.
Okay. So, give me an investigation check.
Be 14.
Okay. Right, so first off, you find the key, which is basically just on his belt. You also find, also on his belt, is a pouch of coins, which holds 5 platinum coins and 10 gold coins.
Oh.
You also note that he's got his chainmail, his great swords, his daggers, and his hand axes.
Right. Okay. Alright, so what was that? So 5. So I got the keys, 5 platinum.
Yeah, 5 platinum, 10 gold.
5 platinum.
To put that in context, a single platinum is worth 10 gold. So you suppose you can say 6 platinum.
Nice.
Nice. Right. I will take a hold of the greatsword. I don't have one of those in my inventory yet, so I will, add a little something to my repertoire of various weapons that I'm currently just collecting.
Okay. Alumba, do you want to recover your hand axe?
Yes, I best go and pick that up.
Alright. If looting bodies is on the mind, you do also remember that that this guy, the Red Paladin Knight, has a breastplate and a shield.
Ooh, I will take the breastplate. Is it like the same as the others?
Yep. Literally identical, like they were made in assembly line.
You said they were worth like 1,500 gold or something like that, didn't you?
That's full plates. I believe these are 400.
400. Cool.
But
Oh,
the
that's where I got my maths from.
this
I added it up.
this guy is just wearing normal leather padded armor, but he does have the same sort of shield. Okay, so once you've gone through with all that, Finland basically comes over to you and says, "We should be away, Lord, before reinforcements come. The key will unlock the door." Which successfully unlocks that and reveals the stairway up.
Let's go. Let's go, Mario.
I've still got the biggest grin and I'm like vibrating with excitement.
Yeah.
So you guys are all happy to head upstairs?
I'm like bouncing across the room.
Do we have time to like take like a short rest or something? I am very not well.
That's your problem, Silla.
Oh, okay.
I can heal you. I could heal you if needed.
Well-
it is needed.
Well, Tordum is going to come over to you and just simply lay one of her hands on you, and she'll cast Cure Wounds, and will heal 8 points.
Okay, that makes us feel a little bit better.
Okay, who's under half health within our group?
Still me.
Anyone else?
Okay, so McKelly is at 23 out of 38, so he's fine.
Okay.
And Natalie is at 25 out of 27.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just go back.
14.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you back up to half using Preserve Life again, and that means I am out of that with my natural ability and amulet. How are you looking now?
So what am I at?
You're
just
at half.
Half is fine.
Are you sure I can do, I will then, my Cure Wounds like?
Half is enough unless there's another one of those guys lying around that I get crit by. That should be good.
No, I'm gonna do a Cure Wounds on you, just to be extra sure.
Okay, I will accept. Gracefully.
That gives you 7 extra points of healing, and leaves me with 1 spell slot left.
Nice. Let's go. Yeah, I'm looking decently healthy now. So.
I'm yet to take damage.
Show
I've
off.
not taken damage for like a couple of sessions.
Show off.
I nearly died as soon as I came back.
That would have been alright.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Whack.
Oh yeah, try. Activate.
Okay, so you're okay to head outside now?
Yeah.
Okay.
More healthy, I'm more than happy to do it.
So you basically you go up the stairs, go through various winding points. The dwarves know exactly where they're going, and you emerge in effectively the entrance courtyard to the palace district.
Sounds cool.
The place is completely swarming, more so than usual, with palace guards.
Yikes.
Okay, so
Unsurprising.
so this guy sees you immediately and comes running over to you. Is that what business do you bring here? This area is off limits.
Well, I was told to report back to the king, and then I got arrested.
And then Finnan
Oh, that's probably.
comes over, but still give me a persuasion check.
mean, I'm not lying, so.
Yeah, that's why it's persuasion and not deception.
20.
Okay, so that makes him stand down enough for Finn to come over. And he's like, "These are the gents that the king spoke about. Is the path ahead clear?" The guy immediately drops his tension and sort of relaxes slightly and says, thank the fish. But we're secure here, and the bridge is currently standing without any guards, but we can't speak for the city itself. Once you're over that bridge, you're completely in Red Paladin territory. They've completely taken over this side of the city.
Oh no.
So Finn basically turns to you and says, "Well, in that case, we better hurry, I think. Wouldn't you say, Lord?"
Yeah.
So go.
Okay, so you basically head to the crossing, which is basically just this bridge, and the guard was 100% telling the truth. There are the guard who was usually here and trying to rip you off, Kashan, is no longer here.
I've never been happier to not see a guard.
Okay. So as you begin to cross, you hear sort of like a whooshing sound, and the sound of very rapidly flapping wings. And then coming from the west, you see a blur zoom straight past you, and then slowly flutter back and land on the bridge.
Oh.
Okay, so Alumba, you have no idea who this guy is. The rest of you do.
Yeah, not the foggiest.
Oh, is this the... Nope, I can't remember who this guy is.
Did you say that we didn't actually meet this guy because you didn't make a token of him?
No, that was someone else. But everyone give me history checks, please.
Goodness.
Me too?
No, not you.
Okay.
Oh, that was good.
History, I am... 12.
I got an 18.
Okay. Right, so but you and Tordum recognise this as one of the alphas. Stick.
Who, sorry?
Stick, one of the alphas. During your time in De Winter, he didn't actually speak that much. He's basically just one of those guys who follows orders and does it without question. But he is now here in front of you. His boots, which are basically up to his knees, have bird wings in them and are slowly folding into his body. The guy looks absolutely exhausted. But to the point that he staggers somewhat as he comes down the stairs. And he sees you, Kashan, and he's like, "Oh, good. That was good timing." And he he has to actually sit down on the step because he appears to be so exhausted.
Can I go over and... Is he just tired? It's not like he's hurt?
No, he's not hurt. But still, you can give me a medicine check if you want.
Yeah. And then I'm also going to pass him my water skin to, like, give him a drink.
Okay, he takes that with enthusiasm and pretty much drinks the whole thing.
That is a 21.
Okay, you recognise this as times multiple times the exhaustion phase that somebody feels when they have cast haste on themselves, and haste has then worn off.
Okay.
This one made some real sprint to get here.
Well, given that you have... I'll quickly bring up the map. And this is something that I legitimately tried calculating with like distance formulas and stuff. He has gone from here to here in the space of 2 hours.
Oh no, this is all my fault. I'm gonna pat him on the back, be like, what are you doing here in Akuravator?
Jeez, did this guy do what Padwin did? Just drink a little of his potion or what?
Yep, pretty much.
Did you get my message?
Yes, yeah, we did. It's good to see that you're safe and sound.
I did say not to worry for like a day. I just wanted to let you know I'm sorry you came all this way for nothing.
Oh no, we as I say, we needed to give you some updates, but he manages to pull himself up to his feet and then sort of flops down again. Kashan, can you give me a dexterity check?
Yep. That is an 18.
Okay, you managed to catch him and you set him back down. Hold on, where's my satchel? And he works his way around. He's got like a little satchel on his side, and he reaches into it and pulls out an apple, and then takes the satchel off with his hand and holds it out to you, Kashan. There are 6 more apples in this bag. It's like, each of you eat this, and he starts eating his.
Yeah, well, guess I'll start.
I will eat the apple.
The apple.
Okay, right, so not including health, okay, you guys have all experienced the benefits of a long rest.
Oh my god, spells!
That's pretty cool.
Okay?
Do we get to re-choose spells?
But,
Or is it just like it's
just the recharging capacity.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and you still have one of these apples in the bag. Sorry, there weren't 6 because he's given them to the dwarves as well. So there's 9. So you still have 1 left. So but Finland bites into one of these and feels the immediate effect and is like, "By Woden, what the fuck are these?" And Stick basically just goes, these are apples from Yggdrasil," which causes Finnan's jaw to drop. Can each of you give me a religion check if you give a crap about this?
Yes, I do.
I do not have religion. I got a 3.
I got a 23.
Okay. You recognise Yggdrasil as the Danish religion as the Tree of Life.
Nice. I fill everyone in with excitement. I'm still buzzing.
Okay, so the effect seems to be the same for Stick as well. He's like, okay, and he sort of stretches and clicks his joints together. Right. The red cloak bastards have pretty much taken over the entire west side of the city. Bear with me, I'll bring up the map. If I can find the map, which I can't. Here we go. Okay, so he basically explains to you that basically this entire district is now controlled by the Red Paladins. Everywhere else has been sort of secured, as it were. But you have to go this way in order to escape to your alpha base.
Oh no.
Okay, so he basically says, I can cover you from the air. I've got another 2 hours of juice in these things, but after that you won't have any air support for me. So which way do you want to go?
Well, I'm
I mean,
I'm guessing if we went the other way, there's no other bridge further up to cross the river.
But you may be able to find like a ford or something, but in terms of like something official that you can use to cross the bridge, the city is the main crossing, as it were. That's why they charge so much to use the bridges.
Oh, yeah. We can either avoid everyone or go head first.
There's part of me that definitely feels like we should try and like free the city from the Parliament.
I could summon a friend again who can help.
Does anyone have any? Because I mean, after the long rest, I am essentially happy enough to fight some paladin fellas.
Yeah, I have all my spell slots. I can heal and I can bring friends to help. They're invisible, so you can't see them, but they're really cool.
Yeah, in that point, Lumber, you've reset your rage point as well.
Cool.
We could go.
Same with your your fighter skills, second wind, giant smite, and fire rune things.
Sweet.
We could go take names and kick ass.
Specifically in that order.
What's your
I
name?
mean, we could do it the other way around, but you know, it could be rude to fight someone and not know their name.
What's your name? Bob. Die. What's your name? What's your name? Die. What's your name? Die.
Exactly. It would be incredibly rude. Like, what would go on their graves?
Okay, so technically speaking, you can't see like the positioning of like these soldiers and stuff. So you basically have two options. You can go through the main area of the street, or you can go uphill somewhat and go through the residential area. But either way will lead you to the eastern gate, where you can attempt to make a crossing out of the city. Alternatively, of course, you can try to simply just jump off the bridge and swim. However, it is high tide at the moment, so you can't guarantee that you'll be able to fight the current. Okay, so while you're deciding this, oops, keep forgetting to bring you with me. So while you're deciding this, Finn comes over to you and basically says, "Lord, there's a way that we could help you. We have our own way out of the city, but unfortunately, you guys are a bit." And he looks up at you, standing feet above him, and he's like, "Well, you have a great personality, Lord, but I'm not sure you're fit." David?
Well,
So,
that's unfortunate, isn't it?
So we can make some noise and try to draw some of them to us and make your job a little bit easier.
What's going to happen with the city if we just sort of like if we don't take out this guy? Is it what? What's our like actual sort of like end plan here?
Chances are the city will fall to the Red Paladins at some point, but not that I know any specifics, Lord. But I can tell you, the king has a plan.
Should we not be like trying to stay in the city with the kingdom, or?
I've got very specific orders, Lord. I'm to get you out of the city. As for the reasons why, I didn't ask.
Fair enough.
I have a small question whilst we're deciding.
That's
If
all.
we leave, like, just run now, are the Red Paladins going to hurt the people of the city, or are they going to be okay?
Let's just say the people that make up the population of Aqua Veda are, shall we say, not of the human capacity description, and let's just say things won't be particularly pleasant for them.
We have to try and save them then, don't we? That's the right thing to do, isn't it?
It might be the right thing
Wrong?
to do, sister, but I'm not sure it's the smart thing. And Stick basically stands up and said, I agree. If we stay in the city, we'll just become trapped in it, and we won't be able to do anyone any good. I say we get out, recuperate, reorganise, and then, once we're fully aware of what the situation is, then we can make our counterattack.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose if that's the case, we should sort of head. Where we're heading to, like, on the map again? So, like, we're trying to get back out to get
Okay, so
back to the Alpha Base, basically.
well, I'm assuming that you want to go to the Alpha Base. I haven't actually asked you where you want to go.
If we're going to get out of the city, that's probably going to be the best.
Okay, so basically, in order to get to the Alpha Base, you need to get to here. So, if basically from the bridge, if you were to like jump over, you can basically do swimming for 90 feet, because each of these squares is 30 feet, and then you're basically on that side of the river, and you can then try to make an escape. Or if you're worried about swimming that far, because there will be exhaustion and constitution throws involved, you can then try and fight your way through the city. If you do fight your way through the city, then you're going to have to go through this gate.
What do you think, guys?
Yes.
So you guys want to fight your way through the city?
I mean, might as well try and take a few guys out as we go, right?
Morela would 100% prefer to fight people.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try and.
To save more lives, that's why. She's not bloodthirsty.
Oh, of course not.
She just wants to save as many lives as possible.
Okay, so Finn basically says, very well, Lord. You go one way and we'll go the other, and we'll draw as many of the bastards away with us as we can to see if you can find a safe way out.
Sure. Let's have a
go.
Okay, so as I said before, you can either go through the main streets or you can go through the residential area.
I think the safest bet would be to go through the residential area, right?
Like stealth our way there, and then unleash all force.
Alright, so residential, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Which is good, because I'd actually forgotten to upload the main street one. The map. So, okay, so you make it across the bridge, and you basically journey through empty streets, and you then head up the hill, which takes you to the residential area, which then takes you to this street. It's currently night, but you've been in jail for the better part of the day and now into the evening, and a very a breeze is blowing. It's not particularly strong, but it is enough to make noise, as it were, if you're worrying about making noise for stealth.
Okay.
Well, if needed, if we wanted to stealth, I could cause a distraction. I'm whispering this. We could cause a distraction by casting thaumaturgy and making like loud rumbles from one area whilst we run up and sneakily and attack.
So Stick is basically following along with you, and even though that he's technically your superior, he's leaving the decision making to you. But until you get to pretty much here, and he basically said, "Okay, I'll stick to the rooftops and cover you the best I can." And he clicks his boots together and basically flies up onto the roof of this building.
Do we want to try to stealth, or are we just going to charge, or what are we feeling?
There's definitely part of us that would be interested in just charging them. To be honest.
I could still we could cause a distraction, make them turn around, and then we can run up and get them, and it'd be like, whoa, so confusing.
I like that, but that's a good thing. Get a little bit of distraction so we can get into this.
Cool. I will cast. Are we ready? Is there anything we need to do to prepare?
Okay, I will say at this point, this building is actually in your way, so you can't actually see what's going on in the street at the minute.
Can I?
Shall we like try and sneak into Central?
Yeah, or around the building a bit. See?
Okay, so who's doing what?
I will sneak around the building,
Okay,
like here-ish.
alright. Give me stealth with advantage.
Ah, nice. Oh, that's one thing I'm going to do before we all move to do it. Ah, it's concentrate. Never mind. Ignore me.
Okay.
That is a 19.
Okay, you make it to this side of the building and you peek out and you basically see that an entire sort of like shield wall has been established in the street. It's something of a lazy one. Like they've been in this position for a while and they're getting a bit bored of it. But they basically pulled a wagon to fill up half of the street, and then the shield wall is filling up the other one. And you can tell by the design of the shields that the first level of the shield wall is just normal everyday guards, and then the ones behind them are red paladins.
I will. Oh, I don't want to shout this. I will. Do I want to cast sending to let people know? I'm gonna quickly run back to the group, be like, okay, this is where they're at.
Okay.
But like sneakily, I'm not like full on running. I'm like
Sure.
crouching, hood up. And be like, this is what they look like, and I'll draw it in the ground with my foot.
Okay. Kashan, can you give me, or Kashan and Alumba, can you give me just a general intelligence check, please?
Oh no!
Intelligence check. That is a 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sean.
Liam?
I'm lost. Oh, it's at the top, man.
Yep.
What an absolute idiot. 4.
Okay. Right, so put
My
Alumba.
actual intelligence on that list. Put so long trying to look for it.
Right, so Alumba, you basically just think, okay, guys need killing, like whack, whack, whack. But Kashan, you're a little bit more cautious about this. You know that the guards and the red paladins are two very separate entities. So, for all you know, the guys up front have been fooled into being here, and that might not actually be aligned with the red paladins. So for all you know, if you kill them, you may just be killing like innocent soldiers.
Yeah.
I have a thing on how we could help that.
Should we try approaching them first?
That alright. Yeah, we can do
Like,
that.
we're
I'm not
pretty good
familiar
standing-
with them.
We're in pretty good standing with the guards, aren't we?
Oh yeah, but we're not with the Red Paladins. I'm gonna put my hood up to hide my elf ears. Maybe if they don't see my elf ears, they won't know I'm an elf.
That makes me sad.
Hmm. The world is harsh. Much harsher than I thought it was going to be.
Okay, and then Frank appears next to a lumber. Well, if you're looking for styling updates, I could make our friend here. I could paint him a wondrous purple so they don't know he's an orc.
Flawless plan.
He's got the big broad shoulders. I know. I'll put a dead animal over his shoulders. He can be like one of those aristocratic rich people. I could give him a cigar, maybe some high heels, some suspenders.
Are you doing this freely, or are we wishing for this?
I'm afraid you will have to wish for it, darling.
No, then. Unless they want to. Oh, bye, Frank. Never mind. But if we're gonna approach, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna hide my holy symbol. I'm gonna make myself look as un-elf-like.
Like, I think we should give
As possible.
the guards a chance to not die.
I'm not familiar with the guards. I could have sent them a message, but I have to be familiar with them.
Basically, these are the type of guards that Hirok was training whenever he was manning the Eastern Gate last time you were through the city.
So they
Yeah, but-
kind of have like an idea of who we are. In this case.
Yeah,
Yep,
would
you
sending work to them?
Not on an individual level, but they would know you by reputation.
It just says they have to be familiar. We just have to be familiar.
Yeah, I'll allow
Familiar
that.
with
I'll allow it, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna target the second guy from the right.
Okay.
Oh goodness, this is 25 words. Don't panic.
Okay.
Don't panic. We're nice. We're we're friends with Hirok.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with the Red Paladins? Love, Morela.
Okay, I count that as 17, so you do technically have 8 words left.
Oh.
If
Love
not,
Marilla.
move.
If not, please don't shoot us. Thanks.
Okay, 24 words. Okay, so but the guard
they can respond.
the guard in question has no idea what's going on, and he's like clutching his head. He's like, "Who said that? What's going on?" The other guards are like, "The hell's the matter with you?" He's like, "Apparently, some friends of the dwarf are coming." He's like,
Oh no.
"Wait," and the other guy's like, "Wait, what? Are we being relieved? What's going on?" And the Red Paladins are just having none of this and like, silence.
So that did not work.
Alright, I'm just gonna walk. What's the sort of situation of the buildings in this area?
Okay, so all of these buildings have like a layer of stone at the ground level, then a wood, and then have thatch above them, which is what's in this wagon. All of the roofs are triangular, so technically, if you climbed up to them, you may or may not have cover in terms of sight, depending on where your angle is. But as far as you're aware, but you can't see into any of these buildings, so you don't know if any of the doors are locked or unlocked, and at this point in time you don't know that anybody is actually within the buildings themselves. Stick here is on the roof.
I'm gonna I'm just gonna attempt to approach the shield wall and tell the minor guards that the Red Paladins are kindly taking a coup and give them the opportunity to not be on their side.
Okay, right. So so as soon as you emerge, the soldiers all sort of like jump to attention, and the guys in front are all armed with spears, so they all point at you threateningly, and then but then they seem to recognise you, and it's like, Lord, what are you doing out in the streets? We're under military lockdown. So you then relay your message. So if you can give me persuasion, please.
Do I have
Can I try to help by poking my head around the corner with my hood up and waving? And to see if it'll help. Be like, hello, we're friendly.
I got 16.
Okay,
That was
so-
entirely because of Marilla.
Yeah. Just behind, like, by the, like a few feet behind you, being like, hello.
Okay, so the guards, they're not entirely convinced, but they do lower their spears, and they're like, the Red Paladins are taking over, but we were told that the elves were taking over, and that's why we're here. We're defending this street from an elvish incursion.
No, there's no incursion. The Red Paladins are staging a coup.
Okay, so the Red Paladins, again, are having none of this, and they are each going to make attacks against the spearmen that are in front of them.
No. What have we done?
Well, it was either they attack them or you attack them, so...
Oh no.
Okay. Right, 3 hits. Okay, if it helps, all of them survived.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so if we can roll initiative, unless you want to pick this up next session.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
a shot before I get on.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Yeah, this is good.